let's think of who else. This guy named Billy Garcia. And, if you've forgotten what he looks like this. He's this, heavy metal, drummer dude. And, just did nothing at camp. He was just a waste of space for, everyone's time on his tribe. And I just didn't get a really, likable vibe off of him. And he was not only weak in challenges and around camp, but he was pretty stupid, to say the least. When his tribe lost, he told Candace from the other tribe that he loved her. And it was a response to her saying, "We love you." I mean, that's like the whole tribe. And he just took it as a bad misreading. In my opinion, this is the guy that you don't want to sit next to on the bus. I know people are going to get on to me about that, but that's how I viewed it. And I'm sorry if I offended him or anyone else with that statement. And on second thought, I was totally wrong. Because this is the face of a guy that you don't want to sit next to on the bus. Ozzy Lewis. And brace yourselves, guys, because I am going to ramble a lot about him. First off, he was a carbon copy casting decision. I don't argue against the fact that he was one of the strongest people, if not the strongest, to ever compete on Survivor. I know that he's like a natural strong person, not the kind of person that you have on steroids, because he looked anything but a steroid junkie. But just coming off with the way he looked when I first saw him, that disturbing bushy hair. I mean, I don't normally trust guys with giant Brillo heads. That's just something I personally think. Second off, I knew that if he was going to make it to the merge, he was going to win every challenge after that. And the smartest thing that these Cook Island castaways could have done was get rid of that strong threat. I understand why some of you may like him for that. It's just, if you've read my editorial on the Dark Ages of Survivor, that was one of the main pet peeves that I had with the show during that time. They had a habit of casting over and over again the alpha male competitors that would win every challenge. It was like every season we saw that. I know when Tom Westman matched the record for most immunity challenge wins on Palau, and by the way that his tribe won every tribal immunity, I'm okay with Tom Westman. It's just not fun to see the same people win every challenge. And then to make matters worse, every season after that, for a while, had that same Tom Westman casting stereotype. Like, you had that NFL player who competed on Guatemala, or Terry Dietz from Panama, and it happened again with Ozzy Lewis on Cook Islands. And what irritates me so much is that I felt that the producers knew he was going to fit into that stereotype. So they left him on there and just let him go to town. I mean, I did not like Ozzy Lust from the beginning. And not because of jealousy, but because of the impression he leaves on me. It's like too arrogant, too full of himself, too gross, too ridiculously absent-minded, which my theory was proven in his later appearances, and an obvious challenge alpha male stereotype. And it was a pain to see him not only win individual challenges, but continuously win tribal challenges with the I2s. I'm not arguing that Survivor rigs every season, or any of the seasons. I read a comment on one of the Facebook groups that went into discussion of rigging seasons in favor of certain people, and one person said rigging or fixing is the wrong word to use. It's more of coming up with challenge concepts and twist concepts that unfairly favor one particular player type over the other. And I think that's how it's usually played out in those situations. But the closest I've come to thinking that it was rigged was in Cook Islands, because I knew it, they knew it, that Ozzy was going to be a challenge beast. And I felt like they made everything too easy for him to skate through to the final tribal council. Not just the challenges, but the twist too, like the mutiny episode where Jeff Probst asked, if anyone wants to jump over to another tribe, you have this many seconds to do it. And I thought that was a setup to improve I2's odds even more, because Rero was still losing challenges before the mutiny. They did have one immunity challenge win right before that mutiny, and a few others right before that one. But aside from that, like, they were doing really good in the challenges beforehand. And I thought that was a setup to squash all of Rero's chances of winning any challenges after that. Adding insult to injury is the message in the bottle twist, which, when I first heard that the losing tribe in episode 8, that the losing tribe was going to receive a message in a bottle that could not be opened until after the tribal council vote, you lost me there, because that signaled that I2, for any reason, couldn't lose, because I called it. I called what was going to be in that bottle. The losing tribe would vote 2 members out at tribal council. They vote out one person, then they open the bottle, and they find out that they have to vote another person out. I had a bad feeling that this was just a ploy to shrink Rero's numbers, who, after the mutiny, had twice the amount of numbers as I2 did. With them continuing to lose challenges, they wanted to slap that punishment onto them in order to even the numbers a little more, because there was no way that they were going to allow I2 to get that message in a bottle. And then, that was where I really started to feel that there was a fix going on. And I know that some of the fans have called that out and picked up on that conspiracy ever since that. But all that stuff that went on that season irked me because of one thing. And it's where Cook Islands falls on its face in the biggest way possible. The editing made the dominant tribe look like the underdogs. And I'm like, you had, a few seasons ago, you had losing tribes come across as the underdog for the right reasons. Because of losing challenges and more likable players on that side. And you want to see things shake up a lot more. They had the concept of underdog backwards on Cook Islands. They made everyone believe that the people that win all the challenges are the underdogs. And I know that that is not how an underdog is defined. Even before the mutiny, that's what they were trying to sell us. And I just had so many problems with that. Like, for a while, they made us believe what the real definition of the real definition of an underdog was. And then in Cook Islands, and then the next two seasons before that, they switched the meaning around, and now the term underdog means something else. And the fact that it applied to a dominating tribe that had a small roster is viewed as the underdog. It soured any would-be awesome moment on this season, and this was not a good season of Survivor. Not by a long shot. I know there are going to be people that are going to argue the opposite of what I said, but really, it doesn't fly with me. I saw what I saw. Stereotypical casting, lopsided competitions, suspicious twists, and then editing that just gets everything backwards. It was a terrible season, and I'm putting it at number 26 on my Survivor Seasons ranking list, and I definitely do not recommend it in any way possible. I mean, I understand why someone would like this season, but it should have been evident of what it was really going for. I mean, the outcome from start to finish was as subtle as Big Brother 16. It's got so many things wrong on production and editing. And I would advise you to skip it at any cost.